Karyn, Bryant, Fred Mahita. I'm here with Luke Rockhold, and I wish sometimes we could talk about the stuff off camera, on camera, but we can't. We can't really go there. But I was saying just a moment ago how much I do like Michael Bisping.
How much better my hair is than Michael Bisping's, right?
Your hair is pretty good. Yeah, it is pretty good. Michael's in conflict with Kenny about the hair, but I think you have them both beat. But Michael is got your name on his lips a lot lately. Do you think you two will ever actually fight?
You know, he's got a tough task ahead of him in Kung Lee, so we'll see if he can pass that test. If he does, I'd love to shut those lips up.
See, but what do you think it is about you? Like, why do you think he has such a problem with you?
You know, Michael's good at building fights, and for me, I don't know. I think it's jealousy. I mean, hanging out at teenage pool parties.
Pool parties,
I mean,
yeah.
I think he's just, you know, I don't know. Is he regretting marriage? I mean, marriage, kids. Like, you really like that life? I'm traveling the world, going to teenage pool parties, and enjoying myself around the world. So, I mean, I don't know.
Well, if people don't know what we're referring to, the other day on UFC Tonight, Michael was in, and there was the whole discussion was, which I want to get to, that you don't have an opponent, and so he said, well, if you look at Luke's Twitter feed, all you're doing is pool parties and yada yada yada, and then he dropped the D-bag word, and all of us went, oh my God, like, you're not supposed to say that on TV. But how do you feel about the situation that everybody right now is matched up except for you?
Yeah, I'm not really, you know, I want to fight. I want to get a big fight, and so I'm just going to stay ready because I think something's going to fall apart. You know, you got Jacare Mousasi fighting, and the potential for injury is pretty high, you know, in the UFC. A lot of guys fall out, so I mean, especially in the title case with Vitor, you know, I mean, him coming off TRT, you know, whether he gets back on it or if he's actually clean and tries to go through a whole training camp, I mean, the likelihood of him getting injured now is probably high. So, I mean, he's either going to get injured, you know, clean, get injured, or he's going to, you know, try to do something and get caught. So that's why I see it. So I'm just going to stay ready. You
know, you mentioned that yesterday at the Q&A, and I guess it's funny because if you're not a fighter, you're not really sure why people take TRT and why they would use certain things, but injury recovery is obviously certainly a big part of it. So you're saying without it, he might be more likely to.
I mean, steroids, they just keep you intact. I mean, his body's so frail from all the steroids, your body just falls apart. You see all these guys, that's why they get injured left and right. You know, a lot of them, it's their body's so broken down from the steroids, it just destroys your body. And so he needs that to keep his body intact, and I just don't see, you know, how he's going to make it, you know, if he's not cheating. So.
If you were to get the chance, let's say something did happen, you know, with Chris Weidman, I actually had thought that Lyoto was going to steal that fight. I think Chris is incredibly good, but I thought Lyoto was going to, going into that, I thought he was going to steal it. After that fight, I then said, I don't know if I could ever bet against Chris Weidman now. But I mean, how do you see your matchup? I mean, with him, certainly you feel you would have a striking advantage?
You know, I feel good with my striking. I feel like I can outstrike anybody out there. So, I mean, I feel good against anybody. I think I'm the best middleweight in the world, truthfully, and I'd love the chance to beat Vitor up and prove that one. And then obviously Chris is the champ. So, you know, I look forward to the matchups. You know, I think I'll get it sooner than later, so I'm just going to be ready.
But in all likelihood, though, you would perhaps be more likely to get the winner of Jacare and Gegard.
Yeah, I mean, potentially, you know, but Jacare has been pretty outspoken, saying he doesn't want another fight. He wants to fight for the title if he beats Gegard, and you know, I could see me fighting Gegard if he happened to win. But I tried to fight Jacare. I called him out, and people were like, "What are you doing, calling out a guy you already beat?" Like, you don't do that. I was like, "Well, like, I don't know what to do. You know, I just want a big fight." And And so I was like, you know, we had a close fight, I'm not going to lie. It was a 5-round war, and, you know, I think it'd be fun to go do it again. I think I could put an ending to that. From what I heard, he didn't want the fight. You know, he wanted. Ariel told me that, you know, they weren't talking about me, and they were just moving straight to Gegard. So they didn't. I don't know. So I respect for Jacare and respect for Gegard, but you know, I'll fight the winner of that, or I'll be ready for the title. You know, I want a big fight, and those are pretty much the fights to get. I mean, I can't really fight Machida coming off a loss, the title. So.
I would like to see that. That'd be a great fight.
I like it too. I mean, Machida's a very tough guy. I've looked up to him for a long time, and I'd love the opportunity to get in there.
So our friend DC has got a title fight in front of him. I know you two go after it every day in the gym. What did you say? I mean, when you heard, where were you? What's the first thing you said to him?
I was. You know, me and DC have always like had this ongoing deal, like where I got the Strikeforce belt before him, and he was pretty bitter about that, and I was like, oh, I might jump you on the title shot because he doesn't have to wait for the John Jones and Gustafsson. I was like, I might jump in there before we were giving each other shit, and damn, that thing fell apart. So I was like, you bastard.
Because he's the most competitive. I mean, obviously, I deal with a lot of you fighters, but he is perhaps the most competitive guy I've ever met.
Between me and him, we're like two peas in a pod. We go after each other every day. Have you seen us spar together? Like we're just gonna kill each other, like brothers going at it. So
how do you think
we're always looking to one up each other?
Yeah. But how do you think you'll do it? I mean, how do you see that matchup? Because John, the obvious concern people have is how can DC get to him?
DC can get to him because he's confident. He's the most confident guy when it steps into the cage. I mean, he might not be the best guy in the gym, but when it comes competition time, he's got so much confidence in himself, and that's what really translates. And that's why his technique comes off clean, and confidence is everything in the cage. And so he's going to come forward. Not to mention his wrestling and his striking and his his submission defense. He's very good everywhere. And so I think he's just dictating the pace with controlling the ring and just pushing John wherever he wants and getting the takedown. No one's really seen John Jones on his back for any extended amount of time, and DC can do that, and he can do it easily. So John doesn't really. I don't think he's got the power to really stop him. If DC gets caught in this extended range area, then it's trouble. But he's not going to have that. He's a very smart guy. He's going to move forward and he's going to get in and put him on his back. DC on top. I don't think John's ready for that. I'm telling you, DC he's an animal, and I'm just not looking forward because I'm freaking John. I'm John Jones.
Totally.
I'm John Jones. So I better get a fight as soon as So I got to start training here, and it's the worst. It's the worst because he's going to be trying to get after me and kill me, and I got to keep him healthy and not hurt him too bad.
But you need to play the head game too, because John is actually pretty good at the head game part of it too. So you need to start really getting DC ready for that element, because John already started with him and started to get him on Twitter.
Oh, we talk every day, but DC's pretty good at it himself. He's a good talker.
One thing he did tell me, he's what were you gonna say?
I mean, you guys hired him for a reason at Fox,
exactly.
right?
Well, that's what I was going to say. And while we're off camera talking, he did also say that you and Josh Thompson are quite the tag team on out with the ladies. That I mean, I think Josh has spoken for him, but he says that you guys pretty much kill it, and you pretty much don't want to go out with you two because there's not a lot of leftovers.
No comment. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's teenage pool parties, Luke.
Yeah, apparently, right? It's not my fault the UFC hires me to go to host pool parties and they don't hire Bisping. Right. I mean, sorry. No, and how did you? Because how do you get hired to go to Brazil to watch the World Cup? Like, how does that happen? Who's your agent? Because that's an amazing gig. I don't know.
They just paid you to go watch, right?
They always have me do these crazy things. I have another crazy show coming up that I can't really talk about, but there's something pretty funny coming up in the works right now with the UFC just signed me up for. So yeah, keep your eyes on Bravo.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I want to hear about this a little bit more. But and lastly, you believe Kane will keep the belt against Fabricio Werdum?
He will destroy Fabricio Werdum. He does not stand a chance.
All right, Luke. Well, thanks. I'm sure you got some surfing to get back to and some right. Since you have no fights.
No, pool parties. Pool parties every day. I'll jump right out of the pool and kick Bisping's ass any day, though.
All right. Thanks a lot, Luke.
Thank you. See ya.